Hi guys, I am Crystal Sky and we're gonna do a fan art today, fan art speed paint. This is my first real real supplies non-digital speed paint because I was getting really frustrated with how bad my art looked when I wasn't drawing traditionally. So let's just get into it, yeah?
Hi guys, it's voice narration Crystal. So we are starting off with just my Kura pencil and sketching out. The only thing I use for reference for this picture is the box, the Nintendo Switch Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild box. I've been loving the game. I have played like forever hours playing it, so I decided it was time to do a fan art of this. So the footage is sped up to 200%. This took me, I'd say, half an hour, which is not, it's not a very long time to do a fan art. Might have taken me a little bit more there between the drying time and everything. This paper is really fun to draw on, to sketch on. It's really smooth. It's really smooth paper, which is really nice for the pencil, the particular pencil that I use. I was originally going to give Link a hat. I changed the color of his outfit later, so I was gonna give him a hat like the original Link hat, but I really love his hair in in Breath of the Wild, so I couldn't bring myself to change it. I wanted to do his hair the way it is in Breath of the Wild, so that's how it happened. Also, the sketch is really much messier than the final product, which is nice. It's nice to have a messy sketch and then go in. My sketch looks completely different than the final product, in my opinion. I didn't like the sketch that came out. I honestly was thinking about just not even lining it or coloring it because I didn't like the way the eyes came out or the shirt. But it's I ended up lining it and coloring it, and then I really liked it at the end. So maybe it was just the prolonged exposure to the piece that made me like it better. Who knows? So the eraser, not the pencil. The eraser that I'm using is a Staedtler eraser. I do have a kneaded eraser, but I just prefer the Staedtler one. I've used the kneaded eraser a lot, so I do have the two different kinds of eraser, and I really like the Staedtler one. So that's what I use. The only problem is when I do use it, the camera shakes. So so enjoy that little bit of shaky kind of footage there. The design I kept basically the same. I took a couple of little changes, little artistic changes that I just thought it was easier to draw that way. Whenever you see my hands go away, I'm usually opening the box to see if I can get a better angle because I didn't want to do anything but use the box as a reference just for fun. So that's what happened there. The earring I was also really unhappy with in this sketch. So I'm going in with my Micron. This is a 03 Micron. I prefer really thick lines, and that's just what I happen to have on hand. These are the three main products that I use all the time. Always use my Kura for sketching. I always use my Microns for lining. Just basically what I am extremely most comfortable with. I decided to just take this speed paint. I usually do my speed paints in Procreate, and they turn out really bad. So I decided to use the materials that I'm extremely comfortable with and see if I could get a much better product with it, and I'm pretty sure that I did well. Now, the problem with my lining is my hands are really shaky. My arms are shaky when I line. I just shake all over the place, so my lines are never really steady completely, which is, I don't know how to get them to be steady. I am drawing with my whole arm and not my wrist, unless it's some of the extreme finer details. So yeah, that's just it's a byproduct of me being me, essentially, is I just shake all over the place. Also, I decided to put the hair in front of the eyes at some parts. It's something that I've never actually done before, so I wanted to try it, and I think it turned out pretty well, actually. The design actually did rub off a little bit on one of the dots that I do. And it's because the Renr sketchbook paper that I used doesn't really dry too quickly. I put my hand over it and it just rubbed all over the place, which is fun. But after I lined it, I waited forever, and coloring it made it run more. So that's fun. That's I also missed a line here, and before I pressed record to color it, I filled that little line in. If you guys see, it's between the hair and the shoulder there. I don't think I show it. I think I line it before I hit record because I saw it afterwards. I was like, shoot. I always do that sometimes. I always miss at least one line here, and now I'm going in with color. Yeah, I hit record before I relined it, which is, I didn't hit record before I relined it, which is fine. So I'm using two different kinds of markers here. I'm using Blick Studio markers and Copic markers. I have a very small Copic collection, and so I supplement that with Blick Studio markers. Some of the Blick Studio markers I have, even though I barely have used them, I'm getting back into using them some more now, are dry, are completely non-usable. They're so dry that they just don't mix at all. You can't mix them with any sort of color or anything. Thankfully, the canary yellow that I used was not one of them. So this was the best color choice that I had. A problem I find with the Blick Studio markers and the Copic markers is the color is not true until it dries on the Renr paper. On the Copic paper and some of the other paper that I use, it is true as soon as you put it down, and on this paper it's just not. So I'm going in with saffron, not sure exactly the color, but I'm going in with saffron and then going over it with canary yellow, and once it dries it looks much better. The skin tone is probably what you'll notice the most is a completely different color. When I put it down, it's gray. It's completely gray, and then when it dries, it's a skin color. So I don't know why that is. Those are Copics. The skin colors are one of the things I have completely covered in Copics. So I always use my Copics for skin colors, and they always turn out great when I use them on this paper. And they're fine on other papers. I have no idea why. And it's not that they're dry at all. I have refills, and you'll actually see I ran out of skin color in the middle of this. It wasn't wet enough, so I went in and refilled it. It still turned out gray. It was very gray after I refilled it. I have no idea. I don't know why. I do go over the green again. So since it's a little uneven right now, don't worry about it. I go over it at the end. I chose to do green and purple because I really like the Master Sword's purple color, the violet almost. And the green is his original outfit color. I also didn't have the correct blue, so that's another reason why I went with green and purple. I do have it, but it's not wet enough. I need to refill it. So I didn't want to refill multiple markers at the beginning. See, when I put down, this is milky white, or no, this is eggshell. And it's just completely gray. It's not even a skin tone right now, and I honestly don't know why that is. But these are the three colors I always use for skin. I use eggshell, milky white, and soft sand maybe to do the skin. That's always what I use. And yeah, it's just pretty much the basic colors for me. Those are the colors I always go to when I do skin colors. So that's pretty basic. And I used a little peach for blushies because you need blushies in your life. But I actually added a little too much ink there, and I was real worried about it for a while. And then I went over it again, and I ended up liking it at the end. Some of the colors are a little, yeah, see, there goes the refill. I'm like, oh crap. It's not wet enough to go over the peach, and then the peach dried like that, and I got really annoyed. I was like, no. So that was my final death no. That was a death no. No! I just fall off the cliff. And then I make them actual blushies, which is fine. But yeah, that's that's what I do. And then I use the eggshell to go over it and make it better. Which is fine. It's alright. I really like the way the skin color came out in the end, but I don't know. It's probably not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. The soft sun color I used at the very end was actually I decided not to blend it because I didn't want to put another coat of eggshell over it. So that's what I decided to do, and you know what? It's fine. I think it looks fine. The problem here was I layered too much on when I was trying to get the peach to work, and you can actually see the line there where there was different types of non-blending happening because of so many coats. But the render paper really takes the markers well, which is good. I haven't touched my markers in a really long time, so it was nice to just get a feel for them again. And it was super helpful to go over and do a fan art with them because I feel like it's been a while. So here I am filling in the eyes with blue. I filled in the dark part with the microns, so there are a couple of spots that are completely white, but I have a white gel pen here to do the eye glare, and I feel like that really makes it a lot better. So I feel like it definitely gives like his personality that he needs, and yeah. And then I'm going over the shirt again because I realized the color is inconsistent. And I didn't really want to do any shadows or anything on the shirt because that was not my intention. I just wanted to have like a flat color there. And yeah, I kind of failed. If you see the apple green's actually running out of ink there, I don't know why I have barely used apple green. So yeah. See, I'm pointing at it and I'm like, that's a no-no. And then I go back over the whole thing with eggshell again. So faces, skin color, not my best. I'm not very good at coloring. I'm better at drawing. It's probably because I've put more effort in it. No, it's not probably. It is because I put more effort into drawing than coloring. But if you guys notice a technique that I'm doing wrong with the Copic markers, let me know because I've barely used them, as I said. So just let me know in the comment section. Be like, you could do this better, and that would be so helpful. You guys are great, and I'm really happy to be sharing this with you. So, all right, we're gonna go back to essentially me. That's me adding the soft oh my god, I'm gonna fall over this color name every single time. Soft sun color, and I try to get it as close to the bottom line as possible so it doesn't add too much of a harsh glare. Sometimes when it's still wet, I rub my finger over it because I want it to dry softly. And with the render paper, because it stays wet for so long, I actually think that works really well. And yeah, that's just what happened. I added more shadow on that particular eye because of the hair. And I actually really like the way that turned out because shadows are complicated. But after this, there's some drawing time and then my outro.
Alright everyone, here's my my Link fan art. What do you guys think? I changed the color of the shirt because my blue color that matches his shirt in game is running out of ink. This doesn't have that much ink left, and it doesn't matter how much I fill it, the nib just turns white and refuses to take the ink at all. So I'm gonna have to change the nib on that. But anyway, I did use it for the eye color, which turned out pretty good. I think the skin color turned out pretty well today. I really like the way the skin color turned out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I upload on this channel every day. I am learning to draw, or in the process of learning to draw, and I'm doing a 30 days of learning currently on this channel. Every day I post a tutorial or reference video where I'm working from the tutorial or reference and trying to learn new things because I've only been learning for a couple of months, and yeah, I'm new to art. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!